welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Dave, and we are ready to break down some Sunday games. So on the channel from now on, there will be no Sunday show. I thought I deserved a little bit of a break on Sundays, and I thought, hey, it would actually be better to break some of these games down the night before, because Sundays, early days, people want to get their bets in, especially in football, and having a show an hour before the games start just doesn't really make too much sense. So especially with the busy schedules, I figured let's do a show Saturday night. So that is what we are going to do. And of course, preseason hockey, NHL, currently no odds in either of the three games. Obviously, Minnesota is 3-0. I've given them out on every show, and they have won every show. I have seen the roster for the Wild tomorrow. It won't have a whole lot of regulars in it. I'm going to get it up here in a second. It won't have a full list of regulars, but most likely the Wild are 3-0. They're playing like they care in this preseason, so I'm going to back them again tomorrow. Frederick Gaudreau, Ryan Hartman, and Matt Boldy on the top line. Connor Dewar, Marco Rossi, Brandon Duhaime on the second line. Nick Patan, who's really played well this preseason, with Joel Erikssonek and Foligno on the third line. So some roster players there. Maybe not Patan, but all the other 8 forwards will make the lineup. Cramarosa, Fagarty, and Sammy Walker on the fourth line. So that's basically a line of scrubs, basically AHL guys. Lambos, top prospect, and Alex Goligoski. Dakota Mermis, Simon Johansson, Damon Hunt, Joe Hicketts. So a young defense other than Goligoski and Lambos. And then Marc-Andre Fleury will be starting. Zane McIntyre backing up against Chicago. And I believe the game is actually in Milwaukee for the preseason game. No odds, so obviously I can't give out an official pick, but I will be looking towards the Wild. They're just playing like they care. Marco Rossi especially has played well. Nick Patan, as I said, has played well, trying to earn spots on the roster. Dave, I'm assuming no preseason hockey from you, especially since there's no odds. And hey, you did nail that Leafs pick.
I'm 2-1 in preseason hockey, and maybe I'll bless the public with my capping. Right now, it's amongst friends and family because I'm just starting to cap hockey. But I am legitimately 2-1 in I've bet now more preseason hockey than I bet preseason NFL. So what does that have to tell you?
Hey, 2-1 could be a lot worse than that, especially in preseason. But we will start with one of the games tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning for me. It'll be 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Dave, for you, what is it?
6:30. I will not be watching it. So.
Oh, wow. That's disappointing.
I will probably be hungover.
Oh, well, there you go. But the Vikings and the Saints in London. Vikings -170 to -200. The Saints +144 to +160. Minnesota -3, -3.5 in most spots. 1 -4. 41.5 or 41, 142 when it comes to the total in this one. And I am on the Vikings -3. I'm also on the Vikings first half -2.5. And I am on the Vikings kicker, Greg Joseph, over 7.5 kicking points, a +100. 7.5, meaning he needs to get 8 kicking points. Basically, what I'm hoping for is 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals to get that +100. I think the Vikings are going to have to kick field goals at some point in this game. I do think, or even 3 field goals would cash that as well. I do think the Saints' defense will be able to hold Minnesota to field goals at some point. That's why I am taking that over 7.5 kicking points. But I do see the Vikings winning this game. Andy Dalton will be the quarterback for the Saints. They won't have Michael Thomas. Kamara is questionable. If he's out, no doubt this -3.5 will move to, I'm assuming, -4.5 or -5.5. I think the line will move if Kamara is out as well. But I don't like the Saints offense. This is a good spot for the Vikings. They're a road team, but the home team is also a road team. So I do think this is a good spot for the Vikings Sunday morning in London. Dave, Viking Saints, you said you won't be watching the game. Do you have any thoughts or any picks in the game?
I definitely have some thoughts on it. It's just too early for me to get up, and it's not something I'm betting. But the Saints aren't the team everyone thought they were. Definitely, I'm not a big Jameis Winston fan. Definitely not a big Andy Dalton fan. Kamara in a second straight year of kind of a weird funk, because this guy, I mean, looked like he could be, one of the best offensive weapons in the league at one point. Not anymore. They don't have Michael Thomas. You said that. And their defense isn't – also their defense is supposed to be one of the best in the NFL, and that isn't happening either. I will say this. I was not high on the Saints. I was higher on the Vikings, and I think they still have it. They just haven't, kind of gotten to the expected value they have. This is a Viking spot to me. The only thing is these games that are in different – those weird British games, funky things happen. They're traveling a long way. I usually stay away from them. There also happen to be the same. I think the Vikings are always the team that goes over there and plays, or one of them. But I'm off the game. I think it's a Viking spot, though.
All right. We will move on along to the second game that I chose for us to talk about, the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. You can find Washington +136 to +150. You can get Dallas -155 to -200. I see threes, a couple 3.5s, and 1-4. Totals 40, 40.5, 41, and 41.5. So the total's kind of all over the place depending on the book. In this one, basically for me, Dallas has won 5 of their last 6 games at home against Washington. They covered the -3 in all 5 of the wins, and they've won 11 of their last 15 against Washington overall. This team has had a lot of success against the Commanders. I'm not sure if Dak Prescott will be playing or not, but even if it is Cooper Rush, hey, he's 2-0. Maybe he's not. He's definitely not one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but he doesn't have to be to beat this Washington team. And I'm going to back the home team here, -3. I like Dallas to beat the Commanders. I really don't like this Commanders team. They're just not a good team. I will back the Cowboys here again. Dave, Commanders, Cowboys. What do you think here?
Yeah, this is my favorite game of the week, and it makes me sick to my stomach that I'm so excited about the Cowboys. But the thing about this game is, let's talk about the Cowboys first. Super surprised. I mean, Cooper Rush is doing, better. The results have been better. I'm not saying he's a better quarterback, but the Cowboys are clicking. The running backs, I think the team actually rushed for right around 200 yards total. Pollard had over 100. Zeke had around 80. CeeDee Lamb dropped some balls and had that shit-eating grin on his face. I don't know why you smile when you drop balls, but he did have a touchdown, and he should have had 1 or 2 more. And then the defense is the truth. This front seven, was all up in Daniel Jones' face, and this is why I like this game. Commanders aren't a good team, but Carson Wentz is him and Kyler Murray are probably the 2 worst decision makers in the NFL. And if Micah Parsons is in your face, Carson Wentz is gonna Wentz it. So I think 3. I don't know what it's at now, 3 or 3.5. I got it at 3. I think that's a gift. Cowboys all day.
Yeah, there is 3s and 3.5s.
Yeah.
I just got 3 at -110 a few minutes ago.
Yeah. So the Cowboys are a touchdown favorite to me.
All right, I agree. I think it might be close. Like I could see them winning by 6 or 7, but at -3, you only need them to win by 4.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And games do end in 4 as well. So that's why I'm not worried about the -3. Obviously, you want to have -2.5, but there's I have no issues with 3.
I worry about the Cowboys getting up and the Washington trying to backdoor, but like I said, this is my favorite game. I think any team that's going to give Wentz get in his face is going to, give him trouble.
There you go. BetStamp, use code WILD in the referral code section. Do your line shopping. Find the best odds for whatever you're betting. Player props, especially in NFL, totals, sides, whatever you're betting. Make sure to get the best odds. Find me there at Let's Go Wild Picks. They added same-game parlays now in tracking. And they've continued to add things and update BetStamp all the time. So make sure to download its free app and very good for tracking bets as well. I remember having to write everything down and track it, and that was a pain in the butt. And now I don't have to worry about that anymore. So BetStamp, use code WILD. Moving on to Dave is a brick wall. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to. I get that. I'm not going to move the camera, but that light is killing me. But anyway, we'll deal with it.
Yeah, that's okay. Going on to one of the actually, this is actually still a 1:00 game, an early game, but the Chargers and the Houston Texans. You can find the Chargers minus 240 to minus 275. Houston is plus 200 to plus 215. Chargers are -5, -5.5, and -6 favorites. 44.5 and 45 when it comes to the total. And that's where I'm going in this game is the total. I'm taking the under 45. I think we get a lower scoring game in this one. Houston obviously is not a offensive dynamo team. They're not going to smack teams by like 40 or anything. Chargers on the other side don't have a healthy Herbert. He did not look good against Jacksonville. I think that's pretty clear to say. Houston, a step down from Jacksonville, but is it really is he magically going to be all better? And I don't know. I have to see it first. So I think this is going to be a lower scoring game, probably a close game, but I like the total at 45. I can see maybe neither team hitting 20 points potentially in this game. Dave, Chargers, Texans, what do you think here?
Yeah, another game I like, and I'm on the Texans. I mean, the Chargers, I've never broken a rib. I know people that have, and that, I mean, I can't even imagine playing football breaking multiple ribs. I mean, Drew Brees did it. He's a boss, and a problem is Herbert looks like he's in pain. And he's all shot, doped up, full of cortisone and whatever else they give him. But it's not just him. They've got Bosa's going to be out, so their biggest defensive weapon, and Keenan Allen, I think, is still out. So they've got major player problems. And the other thing to me is Jaguars are a Houston-esque team. They're at the bottom in my opinion, they're in the bottom of the league with kind of where Houston is as far as the roster. I mean, as far as where I see them going. And look what happened last game. I'm definitely on the Texans. It's too many points. I don't think they win outright. I think they keep it close. I also think Davis Mills, Damon Pierce, the running back, they're kind of stepping up a little bit. I'm not going to say they're world beaters yet. I'm not going to take Texas to win the game. But if you're giving me, 5-6 points, that's a dog line anyways to me. So I'm on the Texans getting points.
All right. All of the Texans win. I think my under should be, what do you think about the total?
I think what's the number at again? 40 something?
45.
I think that if I'm not going to bet it, but that's the play on the total is the under.
Awesome. We'll move on along to the fourth game. Then we'll get to final snap, a little bit of baseball, and then get to best bets here. You can find the Denver Broncos at plus 115 to plus 125. Vegas is minus 133 to minus 150. Vegas minus 2.5. I see a 3 as well, 45 and 45.5 when it comes to the total in this one. Vegas is 0-3 on the year. Denver 2-1. But neither of Denver's wins have been impressive to me. And when you look at the previous matchups between these teams, Denver is 0-2 in Las Vegas, 0-6 in last 6 road games against Vegas/Oakland. Obviously, they've only been in Vegas for 2 seasons. And Vegas is 4-0 since they became Vegas against Denver. Denver has not beat the Raiders since they became the Las Vegas Raiders. They're 0-3 at home here against a team that I'm not too high on. I was high on, but I think they have horrible coaching. And I think this is a good spot for the Raiders. I'm taking them in the first half, -0.5. I think they get off to a good start here, which they did against the Cardinals. They got off to a good start, and they just let the game get away from them basically the whole second half. So I think they once again come out here and get a good start. I'm not playing anything on the full game as of yet, but I'll take them in the first half, -0.5. Dave, Broncos, Raiders, division rivals. What do you think here?
Yeah, I'm on the other side, and I'm surprised I am because I was low on the Broncos, and then when we saw Nathaniel Hackett and what he's going to be doing and his decision making as a coach, and how Russell Wilson just seems completely uncomfortable. But here's the deal: when you can play defense, you can keep games close and win games. 49ers are one of the better teams in the league, in my opinion, and they just played a really, really tough game. Granted, it was at home. And you mentioned that Vegas has beat the Broncos in Vegas. Well, I'm going to say that just not based on results, but based on the team, this Broncos team is better than the Broncos have had since Vegas has been in Vegas. So that's one thing. But they're number 6 in rush defense, and they're number 3 in pass defense. And the Raiders are a one-dimensional pass team. They're not running the ball. So basically you have one of the best defenses where their best thing is your best thing. So maybe another under, but I'm on the Broncos. I have it at 2.5, but I like the Broncos here.
All right. Well, we can both win. Give me Vegas up by 1 point.
Yeah.
And literally maybe up a field goal first half, and then they can blow it, and your Broncos can win. And there we go. But looking at final snap for games we didn't go over, I am on the Buffalo Bills -3. I look for them to bounce back here in Baltimore. I am also on Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. I look for him to bounce back this week, which I got a +100. I am backing the Tennessee Titans against the Indianapolis Colts. Tennessee has had success against Indianapolis. They've won 4 of their last 5 in Indianapolis. The Colts coming off that win against the Chiefs. That's the Colts Super Bowl. In my opinion, that's the closest they're going to get to the Super Bowl. They must feel good about themselves, even though the Chiefs were the better team. One stupid penalty and a couple other things helped the Colts win. So they won that game. But now they're facing a team they haven't had success against. And you're giving me +3.5 now, +4. I'll take Tennessee plus the points. Jacksonville, currently +6.5. Have not bet anything in that game. Waiting till tomorrow. If I can get a +7, maybe a +7.5 at a price I like, I will be taking the money bag Jaguars to continue making me money. I'm just hoping for that +7.5. Dave's like, what are you talking about?
Against the best team in the NFL? You're crazy.
Well, crazy things can happen. That's what happens in sports. The best teams don't always win.
It's true.
And I think this Philadelphia team, in the end, by the end of the season, won't be considered the best team. They have got off to a great start, but I still don't think they're the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. But I could definitely be wrong.
Who said they're winning that division in your preseason show?
Who?
Me, the AFC or the NFC least. Brian was talking about the Cowboys and how it was never going to happen.
Hey, it's still possible. Arizona, Carolina. Call of Duty beta came out, so we know where Kyler Murray will be at, where his thoughts will be at. Give me Carolina at home on the money line. not a huge play for me, a super excited play, but I'm going to have a sprinkle on it here for afternoon action. Give me Carolina. They played pretty close baseball, pretty close football so far. They've kept their games close, and I think this could be a good spot for them against an Arizona team that I'm not fond of. Yes, they came back against Vegas. Well, yeah, you're going to have to show me a little bit more still before I am high on them. And then Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Give me the under 46. I like a lower scoring game here. Prime time. Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense has just been unreal. It's been kind of keeping them in games, even though Brady and the offense hasn't been there to their capability this year. If I had to get to a side, I'd be looking at the Kansas City Chiefs as an underdog. I may definitely add that as well. Follow me on BetStamp at Let's Go Wild Picks to get my picks later. And then to find out what bets are my favorites, you can find my premium plays at Picks and Parlays in the link description below. But I am giving out all my picks on the show. So whether or not you want to buy my best ones, that is totally up to you. But continuing on, that is the rest of football. I do have two-team parlay, in which if you watch the Picks and Parlays channel, I gave out on Power Hour, and that is the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys, both on the money line, a full unit play for plus 156. Give me a Vikings and Cowboys win for plus 156. And that is all of my football plays currently. Yeah. Dave, final snap. The rest of your football plays, what do you like this week?
So I wasn't on Wednesday's show, but obviously I took the Cowboys. I think I took the Broncos as the dog, just because it's only a spread. I mean, I'm taking the points, but that was my bet, I think. For the total, which is my only total right now of the whole weekend, is the Lions team total.
No, you took – sorry. You took Dallas. -3 is your best bet.
Yep.
For dog of the week, you gave Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Well, that's
when
right.
they were a dog.
Yep.
And then for your total, you gave Detroit Lions team total over.
Team total over. Yeah. So I've been on that every week. I'm not so scared that they're missing some pieces. They just seem like they can score points. And that's a trend I'm just going to ride until the wheels fall off. I also like the Steelers, which might be my second favorite bet of the week. The Steelers have not played well, but the Jets have been one-dimensional, and the stats are based off of 2 fluke games where Joe Flacco threw for over 300 yards, where he's throwing 50-something times a game. We have Zach Wilson, Mr. Whatever that stupid song that the Roe Brothers play.
Stacey's mom has
got it going on. Yeah, that home wrecker. I will say, no homo, he is a good-looking guy. But either way, he's not a good quarterback in my opinion. He's coming back off an injury, just like a pitcher. Comes back from it, you want to fade him. And I have the Steelers as 8-point favorites at home. It's not an easy place to play. I think they get the win, the Steelers. Obviously, we talked about the Texans. And the only other game that I have a bet in for sure is the Patriots, which is, again, another team that has not been great. The line was at 10. I got it at 10. It dropped to 9.5. But, I mean, the Packers have been rendered into crazy. Aaron Rodgers-led Packer team has been rendered into a run-first team, which the Patriots are too. And I don't think I don't care who he has, if you're giving me almost a near double-digit points with Bill Belichick, sign me up. I don't care if it's versus anyone. And by the way, the Packers are I'm low on the Packers, so way too many points. I have it at 10. It's at 9.5. I'd still take it. And those are my bet. And I probably will get on the Ravens against the Bills. I need to look into it a little bit more.
All right. Yeah, basically for me, the Bills, I think we're going to have a pissed off Josh Allen this week. And after that game against Miami, and I think he'll be really motivated in that one.
Yeah.
It's basically my reasoning for that.
Well, here's what the line's telling me on that one. And then me too. I'm scared of Josh Allen. But the Bills, who were supposed to be the best team in the NFL, are a 3-point dog. The Ravens are basically they're saying at a neutral site, these are even teams right now. That should show you basically the book. I think the book is screaming for you to take the Bills.
I think it is going to be a close game, though. I think these two teams are close. But I think
the Bills are actually. I wrote that down. The Ravens are +3, right? Are they -3?
Yeah, Bills are the favorites -3.
Okay, so no, what I said was wrong. The Bills are. I still think. I don't know. I think the Ravens get disrespect. This was my quandary before, so I haven't put a bet down. I love the Ravens at home, and they're getting points.
There you go.
Yeah.
Going on to baseball, I currently have 2 picks and a parlay. And my parlay is the money line and the 2 run lines that I'm taking tomorrow. First off, Toronto -1.5. Yes, it is Michael. It is Waka. But Toronto today, partying last night, and they came out. It seems like that partying angle just doesn't work. The Yankees came and smashed Toronto after celebrating and partying, and the Jays just were a complete money machine today. I feel so bad that I did not back them. I was looking at the run line earlier on in the day, didn't pull the trigger, but if you took any of the lineup of the players in the lineup, they all got multiple players, 3 for 3, 4 for 4. It was just a great day for the Blue Jays. So, yes, Waka tomorrow against Gausman. Gausman wants to cement his spot, I think, in the second game in the playoffs behind Manoah. So I think he will have a good outing here against the Boston team that hasn't scored a run in either game against Toronto. So I'm taking Toronto -1.5, and then Tampa Bay Houston, which is currently going on. I'm not exactly sure on the score in that game, but I'm backing the Houston Astros -1.5 tomorrow. Garcia has been consistent winning games, and I like Houston -1.5. And then, as I said, both teams on the money line, Toronto and Houston, both on the money line tomorrow for +147. Lance says a field goal game type of game in Baltimore. I totally agree. I'm hoping that it's the Bills because I'm on the -3. Maybe the Bills can squeak out a 4-point win. But if it's the push, I'll take it, I guess. Dave, you said you don't have any baseball for tomorrow?
There's tons of baseball so for instance, I take Waka first 5. I fade Corbin. I'm just not going to do it. Corbin's been pitching well. I haven't been doing bad. I've actually been doing pretty well in MLB. I'm really picking my spots. I kind of want the dust to settle I kind of want the playoffs to come. I think it's going to be rare that I'm going to get on a situation. I think most of the teams the teams that are in the playoffs right now have nothing to play for. So in those games, they're probably fades, but I don't want to throw my money away against like the Dodgers versus a crappy team. And the teams that are playing for something are playing each other. So those are always crazy games, especially like in the Mets are playing the Braves and the Yankees were playing the Jays. Those are games where anything can happen, I think. So there's a lot other stuff to bet on. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I will be betting baseball because that's what's there. Every other day will be football.
All right. And that is the show for tomorrow's picks. Obviously, bring on the MLB playoffs. Yeah, I'm ready for it. So this is our new show that we will have, obviously, Saturday nights. So that'll be the new schedule going forward. Also, we will be back on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, back to the 4 p.m. Eastern time slot. So make sure to tune in there. I will go over the best bets. And because we are going to talk about the football tomorrow, I'll go over the best bets from the NFL show first. So this is from earlier on in the week in the NFL show. For me, Chargers Houston under 44.5. Nick, Vegas Denver under 45.5. Tim, under 43 in Arizona Carolina. Dave, you took Detroit Lions team total over 27. And then Bryant took Chiefs team total over 24.5. For dog of the week, I took the Titans. Nick took Tampa Bay. Dave, you took Tampa Bay. Tim took the New York Giants. And Bryant took Jacksonville. And then for best bets, for me, it was Vikings minus 2.5. Nick went with Lions team total over 27. Tim went with Seattle Detroit over 48. Dave, you went with Dallas Cowboys minus 3. And Bryant went with Rams minus 2.5. So that was from the NFL show on week that we did on Wednesday. I gave the Chargers total out, so I'm not going to double dip here on it. But I am on this primetime under, which Nick is as well on. He's been cashing at those primetime unders. I agree. Kansas City, Tampa Bay, under 46 for both of us. Tim is going Minnesota, New Orleans, under 41.5. Dave, is there a total that you like tomorrow?
There's a prop that I like. I doubt you can get the odds. I'm going to wait to see if I can get it tomorrow, but it's whatever Carson Wentz's passing attempts is. I like it over tomorrow, but I don't have odds on it. So no, that's the only.
Yeah, and that's not technically a total.
Okay, well, I'm in.
But going on to dog of the day here. For me, I gave out Tennessee already. I'm not going to double dip, and I'm liking Jacksonville plus the points, but I'm not brave enough like Bryant to take them to win. So
you know why he's doing that?
He did, and the dog of the week.
Well, no, you know why he's doing it though.
Why?
They're playing the Eagles.
Oh, true. Well, hey, I hope he's right.
It's all good.
Yeah, I hope Jacksonville wins. But Nick is going with the Denver Broncos. Tim is going with the New York Jets. Dave, any dog?
I'll take the Broncos. I'm taking the points, but actually, wait a minute. I bet this earlier in the week, and it's probably even better odds now. I got it at plus 122. So I bet it both. I bet it both ways. Actually, I made a mistake. See, I bet the Broncos earlier in the week. I took 2.5, but I also took them on the money line. I remember that double click late night bet. But
yeah. So you want to take them here?
Yeah. I was gonna do it anyways. Even if I'm looking at my bets right now. Right?
Well, yeah, you can't take Tampa Bay as you took earlier as a dog because they're now a favorite.
Of course, yeah. No, I double dipped on this on accident. That was not on purpose.
Well, I hope it cashes. Well, yeah, I hope it does cash because I'm on the first half. So
yeah, you can win. We can both win.
Going on to best bets for tomorrow. I am in a double dip with the Vikings. I'm super confident in them against the Saints tomorrow. Give me Vikings first half minus 2.5 or plus 100. Nick is going Jacksonville Jaguars team total under 19.5. Tim is going with Carolina Panthers on the money line. Ryan is going with the Cleveland Browns on the money line. Dave, what do you think here for best bet tomorrow?
So technically, before I had the Steelers with -3 and the Texans at +5, but now it's Steelers -3.5 and Texas +6. So I'm going to say the better bet because of that line movement, even though it's against my position, but in the way that I like, I'm going to go with Texans +6. As our friend would say, a very poopy play.
All right. I almost did bet the Browns. And then I gave my head a shake, and I remembered that they're the Browns, and I'm like, no. So
you're going to bet them later in the year when they play the Texans, though, so that's okay.
Yes. No, I will be betting the Texans that game. That is the only game I'm going to bet the Texans all year. But I wish you luck tomorrow on them. I'll get the odds after the show. But that is the show for tomorrow. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. Appreciate all the support. And we will see you back on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for another episode. Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Best of luck on your bets. And Skol Vikings.